So we're headed to the swamp. This is our first stop on that way. We're in Douglas, Georgia at a lovely Super 8 motel. You know, no pool, no pets, no cigarettes. Basically, beer and a nice room. Air's going. So in the morning, we're up early and we're heading to the swamp to be lazy a whole week under the cypress trees. Looking forward to it. Okay, so the night's over. We've left the luxurious Super 8 motel accommodations and we're out here at the Okefenokee checking into the cabin. It's going to be a week-long fun tour of what we can find out in this natural forest. Amazing stuff, we hope. Just watch and see what we can come across here at the Okefenokee on this trip on the Backroad Treasures. Out on the wilderness trail right now at the Okefenokee, as we walk, we can all see that this is where people come out to look at wild nature. Nature is wild, and that's what we're amongst today. Hopefully we can find something out of the ordinary.
sitting in the middle of the Okefenokee, and I have us parked on a peat battery. And do you guys know what Okefenokee means? Okay.
I've been wondering that.
Alright, so the bottom of the swamp floor is covered with what we call peat. And it's just a collection of decaying vegetation that settles down to the bottom. It's being broken down by microbes and bacteria, and methane gas is released in the process. So over time you get enough pressure from all that methane that it forces the peat to break loose from the bottom, and it forces it to pop up to the surface. So that's what happened over here. And it's created a platform for grasses and other vegetation to colonize on it and take root. Once it's completely covered with grasses like this one is, we call it a peat battery, because in the Civil War, soldiers could hydrate their ammunition deep down in that tall grass. They could float the whole thing down river and move it from location to location. And when the Indians were here, they figured out they could walk across these thick floating mats of peat. And when they did that, it would move underneath their feet. They called it Okefenokee, or Land of the Trembling Earth. So y'all see it moving?
It looks pretty strong though.
Uh-huh. So yeah, you can walk across that. In school what she wanted to be, and she said park ranger, I kind of went like, ooh, really? Why? I wanted to be a vet growing up, and I took freshman chemistry in college and realized no vet school was ever going to admit me into their program. So I looked at the list of majors Georgia had to offer, and all the way at the bottom down there next to women's studies was wildlife. And I said, that's what I want to study. That's what I want to do.
So we're about 70 miles southeast of the Okefenokee. We left there for one day to come out and enjoy the beach. We're here at a state park called Fort Clinch. Beautiful place. We'll even show you inside the fort in a few minutes, but this is where we're at for right now, enjoying the waves, the surf, the sand, just having a relaxing day at the ocean. Do at Fort Clinch is via the costume. That's the uniform. We try to portray the soldier of that time who's actually involved in building the place. So consequently, that is called living history. So you ask me a question as a visitor, I respond as if I am still the sergeant building the place May 23rd, 1864. See what I'm saying? Okay. So I would say to you,
in response to your question of how old are these guns, well, these guns are brand new. They just came here last year in 1863. They're model 1861 guns. It took them a couple years to get manufactured, and now they're here with us. When the fort is finished, we will have 54 of these guns in place. Right now we only have 10. So you see what I'm saying? That's the living history part. I know, and now you know, that the fort will never be finished. But the soldier building it, as of this date in 1864, does not know that. He still thinks that the government will work on Fort Clinch until it is, in fact, finished.
And so, after an educational stop at Fort Clinch, we headed back to the swamp, where we would stay the rest of the week being one with nature.